it's spinning, and now it says we are live. So we should be live. But I guess we have to leave a couple of seconds for everyone to join, or for at least one person to join.
Maybe we don't count as one person. Is that what you're saying?
We
Between
count
the
as
two of
two,
us,
but we're not. I meant viewers, you know.
but I'm also a viewer.
That's true. We can get really philosophical here. Anyways, but it seems we have that one viewer, one independent viewer now.
The bar
So
is very low here. Oh, or tied, depending on the viewer, technically, right?
yeah, exactly. We don't know who's viewing, so we'll see what the response will be. Anyways, welcome everyone to this live stream, this webinar, this Vibe-nar, if you will, where we'll be vibing and we'll be deciding tonight. We are deciding which AI tool is the best. The definitive answer to that, of course.
Right. As you know, what is this? As paragons in the field of vibe coding, right? You're the one choosing.
Yeah,
What?
we are the ones, and like whatever we decide today, it's not going to change in 3 hours. So obviously, what we're trying to do today is to pit some tools against each other and try to see which gives us the best results, best vibes, if you will. And of course, we'll try to be somewhat objective. We have some criteria that we want to go through, but it's just two guys trying out different tools and see what comes out. So we'll see how that goes. Please don't go tweeting tomorrow that this was the best tool and all of the other ones suck. Because that's we're being ironic. That's not what's being decided today. We're trying it out and we'll see what happens.
I actually would love if people did the opposite of that, right? Like just take the shot. Like all of this, there's just so much hype now around everything all the time that you may as well just say you have a favorite one and why, right?
Yeah.
I think something that you and I have talked about, right? When thinking about doing this Vibe-nar, man. So I like.
We should
I think
stop using that word.
But I think what while we always do this type of stuff to have fun, of course, I think the other side of the coin is that we also want to do this that way people don't have to explore all these tools themselves if they really don't want to or don't have the time. Something that we're going to be sharing following the call is an artifact I'm actually working on right now, which is how we ranked these solutions. That way, if you're considering adopting, a web browser, a browser-based vibe coding solution, you have all the criteria that we had, and you can make your own call as well.
Yeah, exactly. And one other thing, like we're not testing them all. It's impossible to fit into 1 hour-ish time to even give a comprehensive test to all of them. So this is just picking some of the more popular and trying them out and see what's going to happen. Like even as we announced this webinar, we got people sending us messages. Are you trying this? Are you trying that? And there are now endless tools. Like I counted like 20 that are out there that can do something. So we now have, I believe, we have 6 or 7. That's still a lot that we need to cram into this to this time. So let's see what happens. All right. So let's go over what are the tools that we're trying today. So obviously we're going to be trying Lovable. Then we are going to take a look at Vercel's V0. Then we have Firebase Studio, new kid on the block, apparently. We got Bolt. And if we have Bolt, we also need Nut. And And what's the last one? Replit.
Replit. Yep.
No, it's not the last one. Actually, one was added as we were preparing this event. Chef by Convex. Apparently, it's super cool. So we'll take a look. So we got 7 tools, and what we will be trying to what we will be doing today is we'll have 2 rounds. In the first round, we're going to give all of these tools the very basic instruction. In fact, it looks like Lovable actually has that set up as their default setting. Build a to-do app. So I'll copy this prompt and give it to all of these tools and see what comes up. The reasoning for that is just try and see what these tools come up with by themselves, right? Because obviously there's some LLM doing the heavy lifting in the background, but all of these tools are sort of fine-tuned. They want to give you some experience. So we are trying to find out what the experience is. Like, what's the styles? Is there a database? Is there Stripe integrated somewhere in the to-do app? Is there, I don't know, SSO login, whatever. We're probably not going to see a SSO login for a for a to-do app, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Points off. Points off for no SSO login for my to-do app.
Oh yeah. And then we'll discuss the result, and we actually have some criteria that we want to put in, and we talked about Jonathan, tell me, I'm spacing out here.
So we are looking at all of these solutions and all of these different how can I say, these different prompts in terms of the output for their solution, right? Being readability, creativity, and quality, right? So when we say something like readability, what we mean is that we want to be able to look at the solution that is created by the prompt, right? By the solution, and then figure out, hey, is this something that I can easily understand, right? As a developer, as a test engineer, etc. Can I look at the code and understand like why it is the way it is, or is it just, you know, AI slop, that sort of thing? Creativity, of course, is more along the lines of, you know, was there something surprising about the solution? Like, did something here like really spark joy? Is this something that maybe a developer, we think a developer would just include like, oh, that's a nice touch, little chef's kiss in that to-do app, right? Philip, do you have any other thoughts here before we talk about quality?
No, not really. I think you nailed that. That's one of the aspects. Like, what do these tools give you out of the box? Maybe there's some surprise waiting for us. So that will definitely be a part of it. Like many people that are now flocking to these vibe coding tools, if you will, are coming from non-tech backgrounds. And I think like there's something magical about that. I know vibe coding like has this, it's a polarizing term, right? And of course, like there's risk involved in creating something without technical knowledge, especially if you try to enter some, you know, like payments and database and some of the risky stuff, right? But there's also a lot of people that are in tech or developer adjacent roles, like people from sales, people from marketing, people that work in customer support, and they need to, like, you know, build a little tooling for themselves so that they can be more effective in their work. And I think these tools are great for them because they can save some developer time that they might not even get. And if they give good enough output and a nice enough output, quality output, then those tools are doing great. And obviously, we're yet to see what's the future and how far we can get with the complexity of the app. But for right now, we will be looking at like what can they do today. And the third criteria is, of course, quality, right? And I think that speaks for itself. Like, how does it even work? What we get out of it? So, as I mentioned in the first round, we're building a simple to-do app. But in the second round, we will be trying to ramp things up a little bit. So we'll throw a little bit more complex stuff at these tools and see, you know, like which one falls on its face and which one will actually give a quality output. So that's the plan. I think we can just start and see what these tools do. So again, Lovable already has that prompt prepared. I'm kind of curious what's the outcome. So I'll just copy this, build a to-do app, nothing more, nothing less, and hit enter. And now it's spinning. And while this is generating, I'm actually going to paste that output to all of the other tools because it's going to take a little bit of time. So we got V0. V0 is thinking now. We got Firebase Studio.
Philip, as you're doing this, I'm kind of curious, right? Like, do you have any sort of early biases? Is there a solution in this list that you feel strong about that you've used before and with great success?
So there is a tool that I have used in the past, actually pretty recently, but that's not included because I recently built a social media app for my family. But while I'm pasting this to Nut, I think it's fair to be transparent. Nut is a tool built by Replay.io. I'm currently involved with Replay.io as a community manager. So including this tool, like with a little asterisk, I'll try to be as as unbiased as I can. But full disclaimer, there is a reason why we included this app, and we want to see how it performs. So we'll do it. What did I do? Oh, okay. It's all good. I hit enter and I hit another key accidentally as well.
That sound effect is gonna live forever in my mind.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a YouTube short, isn't it? All right, let's do chef, and I guess I'll circle back to Lovable, where we now have our result. Is it doing anything? No, it doesn't. It seems like it is ready. So,
okay,
what do we got here? Yeah, that's it. No to-dos yet. Add one above. So let's try if we can add one above. Buy milk, of course, right? All right. That seems to be working. You see how thoroughly I'm testing it? Let's do delete.
Okay, so we've confirmed you can add an item, you can delete an item, you can check that you've completed an item, right?
Yep.
The prompt is pretty clear. Yeah, I mean, this looks like a good to-do app.
Yeah. Basic task done, right?
Yeah.
So what do we do in terms of placing it into our
look at the code.
Oh yeah, let's look at the code. So I didn't specify what framework we want to use. So it's using React, choosing the safe option.
Of course.
The popular option. And it looks like code I have seen thousands of times. It chose to do, apparently that's Tailwind, I'm assuming. And it seems like we have a diff. So there's probably some sort of feedback loop going on here. Or isn't there? Welcome to your blank app. Start building an amazing project here.
Yeah. So that was maybe the initial scaffold out or something like that. Scroll up a little bit. I thought I saw something with a date there, right? Keep scrolling up.
The date. Yeah.
There it is.
Date now to string.
Yeah. But that's not actually in the app anywhere, is it?
No, it's the ID. So it creates an ID with the current date. So if I'm fast enough, maybe I can create two to-dos with the same ID, but I guess I would have to be really fast. Yeah. All right. All in all, I would say this is pretty well-rounded solution. Looks kind of nice. Nothing amazing, but I mean, what can you expect from a to-do app? Like probably not much. What I like is these next steps. Like it gives you some ideas on what can you do. Like you can tweak the design, animations, layout, master prompting, use click. What? I don't know what this is doing here. Like,
Oh, it's saying you, as the person creating the app, should master prompting to give it even more to improve the outcomes, right?
so it's like asking me to talk to it nicer in a nicer way.
It's
I
saying you
guess.
can be more detailed.
Okay. GitHub Sync debug with imps. Activate our experimental chat mode. Oh, so it's actually giving you suggestions. Okay, how to use this tool. All right, interesting. Okay, I guess let's move on to the next one. Let's see what's going on here with the
You want to rate
V0.
the different categories real fast, right? So
Oh,
readability.
actually, yeah, let's do that. Do you have the link for the
Yeah. One more.
sheet we want to use?
Make this public real quick. Da. One moment. I'm gonna drop it to you in Discord now.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, got it.
Don't judge me for the for the color choice.
For the styling.
That's
So which tool did you? Which vibe coding tool did you use?
my
Oh, beautiful!
there you go, right?
I'll give you 10 points for creativity
That's it.
and 0 point for CSS. Wait,
Let me make this bigger too, huh? We can just make all this much bigger. And then I'm gonna freeze some of these cells in place so that as you scroll around, it'll just do what it needs to do here.
all right. So my for Lovable, the readability when it comes to code, I think that was pretty straightforward. I wouldn't expect anything complex here. What do we do? 1 to 10? 10.
That's
All right.
10.
Creativity, I wouldn't say this was the most creative solution. I mean, it is a simple app, but you know, when we look at the colors of this, it was pretty, hey, it refreshed. It was pretty like nothing here, right? It didn't amaze me, so I wouldn't give it too much points for creativity.
Is 5 like, is this more of a, how can I say, is this more of a spectrum where like 5 is neutral and 0 is really bad? Like, how do we want to look at this?
Yeah, 0 is really bad and 5 is neutral, I would say.
5.
So I'll give it 5, maybe even 4. I don't know. Quality, I don't know, like where would I take away points from this, because it did what it is supposed to do.
Exactly. You were able to do it. I think the only place where, you know, again, with solutions like these so far, I've just never seen any tests, right? I think if something's going to get a 10, it should have tests.
That's true.
You can't just have an app and be like, oh, this app works, but there's no test. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It also seems like it saves everything into the store.
Mm-hmm.
It uses useState to store everything. So, I mean, yeah, there's obviously the next step of connecting Supabase. I'm not going to go there right now. I think that would be a little bit too much for this event. But I was also curious about how, like, what does it do to store my tasks? And this is probably if I go buy milk again, and if I were to refresh this app, that will probably go away.
Yeah,
that's it. So I would maybe take away a point for that. I don't know. It doesn't feel like 10 to me. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I agree. Let's just give it a 5. It's just super neutral.
All
this
right.
is, you know, in this sort of, with whatever this is putting out, this is the bare minimum. This is just what I expect to come out. This didn't, you know, what a crazy time to be, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm so bored by this by this vibe coding solution, just shooting out a to-do app in moments. But yeah.
By the way, chat, feel free to discuss with us. If you feel like we are unfair, come fight with us. And if you totally agree, you can tell us as well. That will be fun. All right, let's now go to V0. So V0, right off the bat, I have to say it looks nicer than what Lovable has given us. I think the big reason for that is that V0 by default uses ShadCN as a library, as far as I can tell. And those ShadCN components just look really nice. So that's a big win for them in terms of like how nice the thing looks. Let's look at the code. What do we have here? It seems almost identical. We have Tailwind, we have the form, we have checkboxes, on click, it's React. The main difference, I guess, is we have those ShadCN components going on here.
Can you look at the components themselves? Do you actually have access?
I'm wondering, because I only have two things here in the sidebar. I have preview, I have code. It doesn't look like there's anything else. I've hidden the preview now. I guess if I downloaded the code, then I could look at it all. But it pretty much just shows me the components. Like, I guess these are like the out of scaffold components.
Yeah.
It seems to me like it's doing something similar than as Lovable did, where you could see the diff, right? It started with something. It's actually building on top of something. Like you have a blank app and then you build stuff on top of it. And it seems like this is the case here as well, where we only see the things that were added, not the whole code.
I wonder if, because ShadCN has a UI where they have pre-built components. I wonder if that's what it's importing from.
Yeah. I think that's it. Like this is the import you would do with ShadCN, right? You'll pretty much like copy those components into your components folder and then just straight import them into whatever you are doing. So yeah.
Is that a task?
Pretty good. I think it did well. Let's go here. So what do we do?
You don't even want to add a task? You don't want to actually test it?
Oh, I forgot. I forgot my tests. Shame on me. Boo, everyone. All right. Buy milk. It adds a task.
All right.
Looks kind of nice. I can check it off. Oh, it does a cross thing.
Wow.
That's nice. Okay.
Bonus points for that.
Bonus points for that. At least half a point for that. Buy milk. I add it. What happens if I refresh? I think it goes away because it's only in the use state hook. So that's pretty much the same. All right. What about what about the prompt? Like, what do we get here? We have all the generated components. I'll create clean functional to-do app with Next.js and Tailwind.
Of course.
And then as a feature, you can mark as completed task, delete button, visual indication, empty state message, client side, state management.
Wow.
That's nice. It gave us an explanation. I don't remember seeing that in Lovable. Like this is obviously sort of communicating to a developer. Like you don't need to communicate that to whoever is building this without tech knowledge, but for developers, this is nice. Also, what I think is really like killer UX or DX thing is that you can now like just copy this npx ShadCN add, and we don't see the full URL here. Can I like paste it somewhere so people can see? Yeah. So what you can do is do npx ShadCN add, and then you have this link with a token and whatnot, and this will copy this exact thing into my project, like npm install. And I think that's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, this is obviously built more for developer folks, but again, like prototyping, vibe coding your first prototype, I think this is really great. All right, let's take a look at what our Firebase Studio did.
Hold on. We need to rank. We need to score.
Oh, we forgot the rank. Yeah. Okay, I'm all over the place. Sorry.
Oh, this makes me almost want to revisit that readability score for Lovable and drop that down a little bit, because when Vercel or V0 was explaining, like you pointed out, what the app actually does and why it works the way it works,
Mhm.
that's awesome. That's great, because it takes the guesswork out of the experience of the user, right?
Yeah.
And it literally lets you know how that's all set up. So I would say maybe Lovable is a 8 and V0 is a 10.
I think we can. I mean, it sort of depends on who's the recipient of
Uh,
that message, right? Because
yeah,
I said, like, for developers having that explanation, I think that's pretty useful. For my wife building a thing, that last message doesn't look like anything to her. So
yeah,
it's yeah. I mean, for people that they're targeting, it's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Uh,
Let's
so
do
I don't think we have decided, like, who
okay.
are we targeting, and we probably should be a little bit flexible because these tools have like different intentions. So yeah. All right, creativity. Hard to say. It feels like, yeah, as I said, it's nicer than what we got with Lovable. So at least 5, I think, is deserved. Maybe even 6. Um, but
5.5.
I
We'll
wouldn't go.
split the
Can we do decimals? That's going to make things easy, Jonathan.
difference. Split the difference.
Yeah. All right. 5.5. I'm good with that. Quality, again, like, we're sticking close to 5, I would guess. It does the very basic thing. It does it well. But you refresh that, your to-dos are gone. Your whole planning system just crumbled. So that's no good.
I would say though, like, I really appreciate Vercel's overall aesthetic, right? When Vercel creates anything, they have a very conscious brand, right? Everything's
Yeah.
like stark, high contrast, black and white.
Yeah.
You've seen my terminal, like my IDE before. It's also
Yeah.
very high contrast. So like, I'm having
I
to hold
like this
myself
stuff.
back from just being like, gives them more points because it looks cool, right? So yeah, I'm gonna let that go. But I wanted
I
to
mean,
share that.
unless you don't want your application to look like Vercel.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, these
that's
days
true.
every dev tool has the same landing page, and it all looks like Vercel for some reason.
Yeah.
You were about to say something, and I jumped in. Sorry.
No. I agree. I think, yeah, we could talk about Vercel's branding all day long, but yeah, let's look at Firebase.
Probably. Well, with Firebase, we got nothing. So it
What
seems like,
is this?
I think it's just like, what does it do? Okay, here's a plan for how we will prototype this app. Take a look below and customize as needed. Or if you're ready, select prototype this app. So I did not notice. I just like pasted in. I think the button was slightly different. I don't know what the button was saying. I think it was saying prototype an
Yeah,
app. It wasn't like generate or something. So this one might be on me. Let's go to prototype this app. And you know what? I'm not going to wait for that. Let's move on to the next one,
Bolt.
and we'll see where we are at. Bolt Taskmaster. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
I like this. All
This
right.
is like, I love how over the top this is. Like, I just asked for a to-do app, and it's like Taskmaster.
To-do app. What about Google Calendar?
Google Calendar. Yeah, let's include. So, all right.
Buy your milk.
That-
Buy your milk, Philip.
Yep. So here we have interesting. So we have a dark and light mode,
Wow.
which doesn't really work all that well. But it's tried. I mean, at least the background is changing colors, and some of the fonts, you can see like this medium thing just kind of disappears when you're in the dark mode. But
A for effort, Philip. What a harsh critic here. Look how this is, creativity. Everything so far.
oh
has
yeah,
been 5. This is something, actually.
I mean, yeah, when it comes to creativity, definitely killed it here. Like, this is This is really good. We got priority, we got the due date, we've got filters, we got clear completed. Let's test it out. Buy milk. Oh, what the hell? I guess
It looked
well,
cool.
what we have gained with creativity, we have sort of lost in quality here. What's going on? Nothing.
Let's look at the code.
Does it have a terminal? Terminal saying nothing, and console is just like
What's
empty. It doesn't.
what's happening in the UR like in the URL to the left there? Is that like pointing
There's
to
like local hosts with
Oh.
Vite port here. Let's refresh that.
I wanted it to be good.
I'm refreshing and it's doing nothing.
Yeah, let's look at the code and keep it moving then.
All right. I mean, the code on the plus side, we have the whole code here.
That's
Nothing
awesome.
is hidden from us. Then we have hooks, and we have local storage. So interesting. This one is saving to local storage instead of the state. Although it seems it's doing both. Oh, it's doing using the state for filtering. We have random UIDs for creating. We have created at, updated at, due date, priority. So again, yeah, creativity. For creativity, we're going to give it a lot of points. So we got priority, sorting by due date. All right, it's doing a lot. It's probably maybe the reason why it fell on its face here.
It's doing a lot, but also, even though it fell on its face, like the code is extremely readable, right? Even as just sort of like, it doesn't work, to be fair, right? Something is very broken here that we can't debug, but like it is all very readable and easy to understand, like even at a cursory glance. And Taskmaster.
I just love the fact that it called it Taskmaster. I don't know why it makes me giggle, but it's just like it feels like a little kid to me, like do something simple, and it's just like Taskmaster. Here you go.
Let's go ahead and rate it then, and then we'll go back to Firebase.
All right, so we got potential problems detected. So we got some problems here. It seems like it's if we downloaded this and ran it, we would see that red screen wall of text, and it looks like it has found those problems and now telling us about them. Provide more info. I mean, the screen is blank. But let's go to the output. Let's see what we got here in terms of the output. So it was thinking for 7 seconds. Based on your requirements, I'll create a beautifully designed to-do app with essential functionality while maintaining clean code architecture. Can argue with that. First version will focus on core to-do management features with aesthetically pleasing interface. Created to-do items. Okay, so we got like core features, design elements. I think we saw something similar with Lovable, where it would tell you like what colors were used, etc. Subtle fade. All right.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and score it, because we still have got like 4 more solutions to the simple prompt.
And we're like halfway through. All right, so we got both new readability. I mean, when it came to the code was readable, but also like now we have to debug it. And honestly, I don't know where the problem is.
We have a category for this very thing, right?
All right, we have quality. I mean, quality.
I know what I'm thinking. You go first.
I don't know. Like the code was readable. I'll give you that. But I mean, when it doesn't run on the first prompt, you cannot give it a rating. You're giving 0. I was about to say like maybe 1 because the code is readable, but
0.5.
Again, like like who are we catering to here, right? Bolt that new is a tool that's pretty much trying to cater to all kinds of people, not only developers. So if on first prompt it doesn't work, then I don't know. Yeah, that's a problem.
For a to-do app, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I
Like
still,
this, yeah. This is the low bar we're trying to try
yeah,
here. So that's true. I kind of agree with your rating here.
I split the difference between our two scores, gave him a 0.5.
Yeah. All right. That's good. Creativity. I mean, props to the team. That was fun. I enjoyed the creativity of that. So
Oh,
what did we give to the rest? We gave 4 to Lovable, 5.5 to V0, and Bolt at new. I mean, it has to be at least 7, 8, maybe
wow.
even 9. I mean, if it worked, I mean, yeah, okay, this is a different category.
Yeah.
Let's give it an 8. I would give it solid 8.
I won't argue with that. I'll give it an 8. I could go higher, but yeah, let's stick with it. Taskmaster alone is worth 2 points. Like,
Yeah,
that was cool. That was actually really cool.
Taskmaster.
Yeah, I love
All
that.
right. Oh my God, we got another Taskmaster. Look at this. Firebase Studio created a Taskmaster.
Creativity points are going
I
down.
cannot make this up. This is great.
Cool. But yeah, go ahead and try to buy some milk. And let's
All
keep
right, let's buy milk. I'll hit enter. Enter doesn't work. I'll do add task. That does work. It seems like we're in Firebase Studio. Is this material design? We got cross thing. We got edit button, although it doesn't work.
mark it back as incomplete and then try to edit.
Nope, still nothing.
Oh, geez, I wanted that to work. That was cool.
Yep. Delete does work. Let's do add task and let's do refresh. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now we got a difference. So it actually remembers that. Where's the code? Is switch to code.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, we're actually in IDE, which looks like VS Code. So can I go to? Oh, I can switch back to Prototyper, which I'll do, but I want to see the code first.
So this is kind of like a IDE browser-based chat hybrid where you can go between the two. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think this is the first, right? From all the tools we've been seeing, like you can download the code, you can view the code, but I don't think you could edit the code. We probably should verify that, but it doesn't seem like that was the case. All right, we got .env here, which is empty.
Oh, nice.
It didn't add anything. But look, and we get Gemini jumping at us here.
But you can choose the model too.
Help us. Built-in Gemini model. We can choose between different Gemini models and custom model ID. I don't know what that will do.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much just Gemini, I think. Well, here we have our Taskmaster. And that's what we have here. AI instance. So this is interesting. It seems like we have a Google AI plugin here. Like what is this? Can we use like generate tasks using AI? I don't know.
I'm sure it's rolling out some sort of account for you, right?
Okay.
Like, and that's probably how it enforces like credit or token limits.
Okay, but this is interesting. So we got a README file. I don't think we saw that so far.
No.
We got a load of components. Doesn't seem like we need them all.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be ready for next iterations. All right. I mean, this looks good when it comes to the code.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at all of this
let's keep it.
dependencies.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. We're still
Yeah,
having.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we could be in the code for a long time. So let's go back to the prompter. And have you noticed my to do got back when I was in editor? That to do was away. So, and I haven't really looked into the code. No, it's going to take a while now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back. Um,
I don't know.
have I
You can make
froze it now? Switching back and forth.
you broke it.
No, I broke it.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. I think we could just do some scores already.
Gosh, we're not doing good on time, right?
No.
Okay. All right.
Readability. How did we feel?
Readability, I don't know, honestly.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like super great. I mean, the code is okay, but what do you think?
when I saw all those components, like there were like 30 components in there, it seemed like overkill. And if something does go wrong, that just means there's even more places for me to have to look at, right? Like
Yeah.
personally, I look at this as a very bad thing. I would give this a 5. Like this is neutral. Like the app worked, that's cool.
But like
But
adding a bunch of code you don't really need, that's
I don't want to
taking
look
a.
at that. Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Didn't thought about it at first, but what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Creativity, you said Taskmaster alone adds 2 points, but I'm not sure if I'm going that strong for Firebase Studio here. I think if you compare that to what Bolt has done, that was something else.
Yeah.
Quality. I mean, it had persistence of the to do item, so I think we have to give it a little bit more. I mean, I would say 7 maybe.
Okay, 7. All right. What
Yeah.
about creativity? Because the state persisted on refresh, also, I would
I mean,
give it.
that's not part of creativity. I would say that's part of quality.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that's part of creativity. It didn't have to do that, right? That
Oh,
was an
okay.
extra little spice to add.
Okay, all right. I get it. I see your point. All right. I mean, with creativity, it's not a 5. I would maybe give it a 6. I
Okay.
feel you want to give it a higher
No,
grade.
6 is
6 is good.
It was 6.
Uh,
Readability, I'm saying 4, maybe 3, 3.5.
all right. I would say 4.
Okay.
I
All
would
right.
say 4. All right. Let's go to nut.
Let's do it.
Oh gosh, it's still working. Oh no. Well, that's no good.
That's no good.
That's no good. Do I refresh that or what do I do?
Yeah, refresh it, I guess, and see. Because technically it hasn't shot anything out, so I wouldn't disqualify it yet.
Yeah, all right. Let's
Build it to do it.
let's build a to-do app and we're get back to that. I mean, we got back to Firebase Studio as well. So
Oh,
all right,
it is.
now it seems to be working. All right, it got unstuck. We're getting back.
So we'll
Here
check
we
out.
have a Replit. Let's go. Replit also does a plan, so we have to approve and start. Okay, lots of planning with these apps. And we got Chef. So Chef has created a to-do list. And interestingly, oh, look, we said we're not going to see a login today. And we see a login here.
Nice. Look at this.
All right, so I'll probably, like, I don't have an account here.
Sign in anonymously.
I guess I'll sign in anonymously. And welcome back, friend. Nice touch. All right.
A little too familiar for me, right? Like,
You don't like your AIs to be friendly?
It works. Look at this.
Buy milk. All right. We'll do refresh. Persist a state. I heard good things about Chef. I think the interesting thing here is that it has a database. So that's why we're getting the.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, that's fancy. So we got to-dos. We got our buy milk, user ID, creation time. Can we change that to false? Like it's now true. It's completed. So do we edit that? Let's do false. And it updates that. All
Wow.
right, that's super cool.
That's
That I like.
and it's not trying to kick you over to Supabase. No offense to Supabase, right? Like they just did their Series D at $200 million. Announced it this
Convex?
Supabase did,
Oh,
right?
Superbase.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, they're
Yeah.
really rolling.
Yeah. So wild. This is, I think, one of the first solutions I've seen not trying to tie you into Supabase. So very, very cool.
And maybe that's a plus with this AI tools. All right. Okay, since we're short on time and we still got a lot of tools to go through, let's go to Replit.
Oh, my bad, my bad. The last
Chef.
one. Yeah. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, you got it.
So readability. I don't think we actually looked at the code.
Didn't look at the code this time.
We didn't look at the code. So let's take a look at the code. I'm assuming this is really simple. It's using mutation. Wow. It's using query. So we're not using use state hooks, which is great. Because all of these tools, when they use React, they default to use state hooks, and they're kind of let's say they have their issues, right? It's not always the best solution to go for, and this one is using use query, which is definitely an upgrade, and use mutation. Or am I talking nonsense here? No, they have their own library like Convex React, which I'm assuming
interesting. Like a wrapper.
Use state. All right, I was talking nonsense. Sorry about that. But yeah, they have a use mutation, use query, and that's for communicating with their database. There's a Convex React library. That's what I'm assuming is doing.
Click the sign in form on the left, the component.
Sign in form.
Yeah, let's just see what it looks like.
Has
input. Want to sign in?
Email, password, don't have an account. Sign in, sign up instead. Sign in anonymously. What does it do when I click the button? Use auth actions. So it seems like this is actually doing a sign in. I can do sign out.
Wow.
Technically as an anonymous user.
Create a new user for funsies. I mean, this is not what we wanted to test, but it is interesting that it just tries to roll in its own authentication just out of the box.
Damn, all right.
Sign out and then sign back in if you're one password set up. Sorry.
Now we'll see if I remember my passwords. Could not say. No, I did.
This is a true test. We're over here judging.
Yeah. Testing my memory. Damn it.
Check the database.
Do you think they have it in plain?
Oh, we'll find out pretty shortly.
Auth accounts.
Nice.
Verified provider account secret. All right, it's hashed. So
nice. Okay. Yeah, can't do anything about that.
This is impressive. Like in terms of what's the thing we're doing here? I would let's rank it. I mean, in terms of readability, I have to say, like, even though I don't consider myself a full stack engineer, I think like I got a pretty good general understanding of what's going on here. So I would go for the higher ranks here.
Really interesting. I mean, yeah, I would. It still is really good. I kind of don't like when you import a separate library into an app like this, because then again, if something goes wrong, I don't have any clue what their authentication service does, right? Like right now you're failing to sign back in. Maybe you did remember your password correctly. I don't know how their authentication is set up, right? So like it adds to me. It adds like unnecessary friction for what should be a simple app, right? We didn't ask for authentication
All right.
to deal
Yeah,
with it.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I would still go for higher ranks because
Yeah.
even though we didn't ask for it, it's like what it did pretty well
Yeah.
in terms of readability of the actual code and the database. And I have to give it to the UX as well. Like you have your code, you have your preview, you have your database. It's like a really nice full stack experience,
Let's
which you don't even get when you're coding locally. So I think this is pretty cool.
let's give them a score. Let's do it.
Let's give them a score. Readability. I mean, we gave Bolt 10.
We can adjust. We can
I
adjust
would
it.
adjust that because like what I see with Chef, I really like, and I feel like in some ways it's even better than Bolt.
What are we
Um,
saying here?
let's give it a 9. Let's give it a 9, and
Drop bolt, huh?
we can give Bolt a 9 as well.
Okay. You're gonna match it now.
I'm going to match it.
Okay.
That's my decision.
All right. Creativity.
Creativity. I mean, this was kind of an unnecessary creativity.
Yeah.
Then again, calling a thing Taskmaster is also unnecessary if you think about it.
But it's
But
fun. That at
but when
least
it comes to all right, so for creativity, we also looked at how the application looks, and
Yeah.
I think like this is pretty plain. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to the highest numbers for creativity, but I think this is a solid 7,
I
maybe
agree.
7.5.
I
Uh,
think
7 is good.
seven's pushing it.
7
Yeah.
is good. All right. Quality. I would say this is very high quality. Yeah.
Highest mark. No
I
tests.
would give it a 10. I
No
like it.
tests. I didn't see any tests. Did you see tests?
I haven't. No, I didn't see any tests. That's true. All right, we don't have tests.
I'll give
It
it.
seems like not many of these tools actually do tests.
I think that's fine. I think
but
that's fine. But that means the quality is never going to be 10 to me if you can't.
All right. So quality is 8.
Is that
All
okay?
right, let's go back to Nut.
Okay.
Here we go. It got unstuck, and we've got our result. Build the to-do app. We got a solid explanation, and here you go. You got what you wanted.
Right.
I'll create
Ooh.
playwright tests for the to-do app's core functionality.
Hello.
Structure tests to cover all the core features, adding, toggling, deleting, filtering, and persistence.
Let's test it.
Use data ID attributes that already exist in the app for reliable testing. All right, we got filters. We got a to-do app. It has its own style. Wouldn't say I'm a biggest fan of the style, but it's unique. Let's do buy milk.
Let's do it.
And do add. Items left. I don't think we saw that. Did we?
No, we did not.
Maybe I'm not remembering. The buy milk.
Oh, check that completed filter.
Yeah. Got delete. Let's go with. Ooh, wait. All right. I deleted the to-do item and it restarted. So that's the thing. All right, while it loads, I'm noticing like, all right, we have some tests and not actually runs those tests. It uses like, yeah, even like hooks like before each and all of that. It's recording the test failure and we got a replay here. We can take a look at how that thing actually looked. I'll let it process. How the test failure actually looked. So it self-corrects, course corrects, and tries again. And then fix to-do item component to correctly display the data ID. There's issue fixed, so...
okay. So
it went on. It went on and on. And it seems like it's still going, so maybe that was the reason why we got a refresh, not actually completed. So let's do buy milk. I'll add this. I'll refresh. We have no to-dos now. Wait, let me try again.
So it doesn't persist. That's okay.
It doesn't persist.
That's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't seem it persists.
Yeah,
All
but
right, we
mark
have.
it as completed and check the filters.
Okay, let's do mark the filters, and we'll do.
No, don't delete. Use the filters so you can mark it as.
Oh yeah,
complete.
yeah. All right, yeah. All right. Sorry. I wanted to see if if deleting the to-do item will do that refresh.
Oh yeah.
Because we saw that, and it didn't happen now. So it was actually still working. So that was the reason.
That's a good point. That's
And clear completed.
Yeah, but you
Right,
didn't.
that works.
You're not checking the filter, Philip. You're driving me crazy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, active completed.
Hey. Okay.
I clicked the clear completed because I didn't try that. All right.
That's pretty cool, actually.
That is pretty cool.
And it solved an error that happened as you. What exactly did you do? You marked something as completed, and then you took some other action, and then we saw a reset, right?
Yeah. So I marked it as completed, and then I deleted the to-do item.
Yeah.
So I tried, and then it refreshed, and I thought like it was me who's doing that, but it was actually like still working. It seems to be still working on something. I don't know what it is working on still, but
Wow.
But yeah.
But this is something we actually haven't seen, though, right? Like we haven't seen so far for any what solution was it where it just like immediately crashed? But I personally haven't seen like anything that auto heals or auto corrects like this in the moment. Like that's actually pretty cool. Are we ready to score this?
Yeah, we can score this. I don't actually see the code. I'm not sure if we can get the code because when I click this, it just hides the preview. And I believe the reason why we don't really see the code is the fact that this is aimed at non-developers. This is for you to basically prompt your app into existence with like no concern about like not too much concern about the actual code.
Yeah.
So the flow here is create your app, deploy it, and you have your app. Right? You see, we are actually waiting for the app to start because it's still working. It fixed some issues with the tests. I'm assuming.
Let's go ahead and rank.
Yep. You said something I didn't understand you.
Let's go ahead and rank it.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead. Let's do that. All right. So we got nut. Readability. I mean, we were ranking readability of the code, and we didn't get to see the code. But then again, yeah, this is not not aimed at developers. Like we were ranking the readability of V0 pretty well because that was aimed for developers.
True.
This is not aimed for developers. So, but I kind of don't know what what I'm going to do here. And you have to help me out because I mentioned this at the beginning. I'm kind of, biased a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, because like we said at the very beginning, right, we were looking at this test through a specific lens, and being able to read the code is actually very important.
Yeah.
I think even if there's some interesting things here, and I think they'll make up for, I think the solution makes up for it in quality and creativity, but readability is extremely limited, right? So I would give this like a 2.5. It did explain the app, it did explain the features, and it did explain, how it addressed the problems that it encountered. So all those are really good things. I would still give it a 2.5.
So we actually get a replay here from the app. So when it comes to readability, we actually get that information. We get that in different form that we did before.
Interesting.
But we get to see it. And since this is replay and it is a recording of a test from replay, not only we get the code, but when it ran the test, we'll see all of this information on like how
Yeah.
many times did the code run. So this is so we do get the code.
And you can still look at the components and things like that too, right?
You can get to look at the components. You'll see the components. All right, so we have to correct with
Yeah.
the readability
Yeah. Okay.
because we actually do get that information.
And it's interesting because you then are looking at the code from the time where the failure occurred, where something went
Yes.
wrong, which is actually super powerful. Huh.
Oh, okay. And you get to see the tests. So you get the full test code.
Yeah, I'd give this much higher score now.
All right. We have a replay of that test. We can see what the test was doing, what it was feeling, buy groceries. I'm just buying milk.
Yeah.
We got to see the moment of add button. And this is things that are obviously super cool for replay. You get the jump to code and you see which line of code was triggered as you clicked on the button. So that when it comes to developer experience, that is like up there. I mean, yeah. Again,
let's go ahead.
Might have a bias here, but when it comes to like understanding the code execution, it doesn't get too much better, much better than this.
I'd give this a 7.
All
like
right.
6.5 or 7, because you still have to do a little bit of gymnastics to get to the code, right?
Yep, that's true. Yeah.
Like if there wasn't a failure, you never would have seen the code unless you deployed the project somewhere.
Yep. All right.
7?
I'm not going to argue here. I think 7 is a good. Like my bias would probably add a point, but I don't want to be too much of an influence here. Let's do creativity and quality. You know what? Let's do quality first. I think when it comes to quality, this is a solid 10. We got tests. We got self-correcting. We've got functional products.
You can also
still going on.
You can look at the test history. We may have gotten into a weird state with it, right? But you can look at the test history. You have access to a replay, which is like one of the most advanced solutions you can have for debugging anything. So yeah, I would give it a strong 10, like without a doubt. No one else is even including tests. Like
that's true.
When you encountered that error and then it stopped and then corrected itself, that is insane. Actually, that's really, really cool.
Yeah. Not throwing shade here, but if we look at Bolt, this is all we got, right?
Yeah.
Red sea of understandable errors. With not, we got way further. Yeah. And it actually, like, what it is doing now, it's self-correcting those tests, not even the app. When it comes to correcting the app, it's like, hey, oh yeah, I forgot a data test attribute, so let's add it.
Creativity, let's just go ahead and rank it. To me, this is like a 5.5. I really like the filter that it added, but this is what you expect, right?
This is what we expect, but I'd remind you, we didn't get no filters in Lovable, in B0, not even in Studio. We got them at Bolt, but we saw how that went.
Yeah.
Chef included those, so that's probably 1.
What did we give Chef?
So I don't want to push it, but when it comes to creativity, I think it did pretty good. As we are comparing it.
6.5.
All right, let's do 6.5. All right. Now, final Replit. And looking at the time, I see that we're probably not getting to the more advanced examples. So sorry, everyone, for that. I guess we'll have to do that another time. Another Vibe-nar coming. But all right, Replit is, oh my gosh. Okay, this is...
Wow.
This is doing a lot.
That's an app.
It's Task Flow. Beta. It's beta. All right.
I love that.
Okay, we got dark mode and light mode, which don't work.
Great.
No. Okay, let's do new task. Buy milk.
Milk, buy milk, buy milk. Okay.
All right. We got tags. We got high priority. We got shopping. I should probably.
Some categories.
It reacted to enter key. That's nice. It
Nice.
has a task added successfully message. All right. When it comes to creativity, this is like knocking it out of the park. That's really cool.
Oh, it's got the filter.
Newest first,
It's got
oldest first.
color. Yeah.
Priority.
Ooh, like
All
that.
right.
Multiple categories it's adjusting for. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we have filters? No, we don't have filters, but this is still pretty impressive. Wednesday, April 23rd.
Filters between active and completed.
Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, yeah. I was thinking of the priority and shopping and work filters.
Got it.
Buy groceries. Yeah, it works.
Nice.
Let's refresh, see what happens.
There
Keeps
it
the
is.
state. So
Wow.
that's good. All right, Replit, good job. Oh, we got DevTools. We can add element. Okay, that's pretty cool. Network. We got real thing going on here.
Let's
All
look
right.
at the
Post and get. I guess you post the single item that I have created and get them all back. I mean, where's the URL? That's response headers, request headers. Don't I get a full thing? No, it doesn't.
Let's look at the code.
Hey, let's look at the code. How do I close this?
I have no idea.
My gosh, I'm stuck. I have this zoomed in, so maybe that's the. Oh yeah, DevTools. I clicked here. Okay, I forgot. Code. Where's the code? Show me the code. Console preview agent database. Do we have a database? No, that's that they're trying to upsell me to their feature. Deployments, all tools. Where's the code? Show me the code. All right, we got some Express server going on apparently. Preview, database console, screen size. Where's the code? I don't see the code.
Yeah, I don't think we have any. Let's keep it moving. Let's go ahead and rank this thing.
It's going to make it hard to rank it on readability. Oh, here's the code. You got it. All right, but yeah, let's keep it moving. I'll just quickly skim through this because I know you have to go, and I feel bad for.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I need to eat something before I freak out.
Oh, okay. All right. Components, UI. Oh, look, we have something similar going on as we had with Firebase Studio, where we have just like so many buttons. It's actually kind of hard for me to say if we are or are not using all of them because there's like so much going on here.
Chart. I click on the chart component. I'm just kind of curious what exactly it's trying to chart here. Like, is this a real thing that we're using?
Yeah, it doesn't seem.
I don't think so.
Doesn't seem we have a chart here.
It's
no.
like a generic placeholder component that they're spawning. That way, if you need to use it in an app, it just already exists, probably.
Yeah.
So interesting.
This also reminds me of ShatCN. I'm wondering if these are ShatCN components because they look like that. CN component. Could that be? Yeah, it looks like ShatCN. Probably like downloaded the whole ShatCN UI component library just in case. I think that's what's happening with both of these tools, that they sort of. Oh yeah, here we go. ShatCN. Yeah, it just downloads everything just in case you might need it in the future.
Let's rank it.
Let's rank it. Let's go. Replit, readability. I mean, we took some points from Firebase Studio when it added all of those components. What did we give it? We gave it 4 for readability, but is it
I'd
was
give
it
it
that?
honestly, I'd give it the same. Yeah, I mean, I just
Yeah,
don't look at a bunch of unnecessary components like just hanging out in my simple to do app. To some degree, everything that it threw in there kind of detracts from what the task was, right? Like
yeah,
it's a lot. It was cool and creative, but also unnecessary to some degree.
yeah. It's true. It almost seems like if the creativity is way too high, then it can come at a cost of readability because although it is fun, it is impressive when you do a one-shot prompt like this, but it also like yeah, if I'm creating a simple to-do app, if I want to just try to build something and it just does bunch of stuff extra for me, I
Yeah,
guess readability takes a hit. All right, so readability, what is it? 4?
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna
All
do.
right. Creativity, as I said, it goes up. Uh, we gave we gave not 6.5, so this has to be at least 7. Bolt was very creative. It was 8. I think it could be an 8 as well.
7.5.
All right, let's do 7.5.
Yep.
So quality, we have no tests, but everything works. Oh, no, not everything.
Yeah.
The light dark mode did not work. But other than that, the filters worked, sorting worked,
Yeah.
priority. I would say it was pretty solid when it came to the uh, like when we're talking about whether this is functioning or not.
What do you say?
We
7.5? 8?
will do what is it? 8. Where are we? Replit. Chef 8. Yeah, I think we can go with like looking at all of the as we gave V05. So this has to be at least 7, maybe 8. I would give it 8 because like with the amount of complexity, it still managed to keep everything functioning. I think it deserves an 8. Compared to others, definitely does.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. So there we have it. Which one is the best?
Yeah. Do we want to do that asynchronously where we share the added up results of these, or do you want to?
Yeah. Let's do that asynchronously, and I guess we will need to do a round 2 of a more complex task.
I'll drive the next round. I'll drive the next
Sorry, I was talking a lot.
round.
I tend to do that. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone.
No, not at all. I think we both, what's gonna happen and inevitably will happen is I'll drive the next round, and then we'll both still be too excited, and we'll still only get through one prompt. So
Yeah. We'll plan a longer time next time.
Cool. Always good to see you, Philip. Hopefully this was useful to folks. And then again, like we said, we'll be sharing our artifact out on LinkedIn, etc., so that you guys at home can look at these different solutions together and just have some very quick and dirty and very accurate rankings for these solutions.
As we said, definitive ranking. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.